I still remember the last message you sent. It wasn't angry, it wasn't dramatic, it was simple, too simple, and maybe that's why it hurt more. You didn't shout, you didn't accuse, you just said you needed space, and then you left. I keep asking myself the same question every night. Why you left me? Was I not enough? Did I love too much? Or maybe I loved in the wrong way? I replay our memories like a broken movie in my mind. Every laugh, every late night talk, every promise, everything felt real, at least to me. You used to tell me I was your safe place. You used to say my voice made your day better. You used to say you felt understood with me. So what changed? How can something feel so strong one day and disappear the next? I remember how we started. It was simple. Two strangers talking, slowly becoming friends. Then something deeper. We didn't plan it. It just happened. We started caring more, talking more, missing each other more. And somewhere in between those conversations, I fell for you quietly, completely. Maybe I fell deeper than you did. Maybe that was my mistake. I gave you my time, my attention, my heart. I thought that's what love was. Giving everything, trusting fully, believing completely. But now I to sit here wondering, was I the only one who truly believed? You started changing slowly. Your replies became shorter. Your calls became less frequent. Your "I miss you" became rare. I noticed. Of course I noticed, but I stayed silent because I was scared. Scared that if I asked, you would confirm and abuse or feel what I was already feeling, that you were drifting away. I told myself you were busy. I told myself you were stressed. I made excuses for you because accepting the truth was harder. The truth that maybe you were already leaving me emotionally before you left physically. The day you said you needed space, my heart dropped. I tried to stay calm. I tried to understand. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to beg. I just asked one question: did I do something wrong? And you said, no, it's not. But if it wasn't me, then why does it hurt like I wasn't enough? You didn't give clear reasons. You didn't explain much. You just said you felt different. You said things changed. You said you needed to focus on yourself. And maybe that's true. Maybe you really needed that. But I wish you had talked to me before it reached that point. I wish you had told me when you first started feeling distant. I would have listened. I would have understood. I would have tried. Now I'm left with questions, unanswered, heavy, loud. Why you left me? Was there someone else? Or did your feelings just fade? Did I become boring? Did I stop being special? Did I love too openly? Did I care too deeply? I look at our old pictures sometimes. I read our old messages. I see the way you used to talk to me, the way you used to promise I'll never leave, and I wonder, did you mean it at that time, or were those just beautiful words said in a beautiful moment? I don't hate you. That's the hardest part. If you had cheated, if you had lied badly, if you had shouted or hurt me with words, maybe I could hate you, but you didn't. You just left calmly, softly, and that softness hurts more than anger ever could. Some nights I blame myself. I think maybe I should have been less emotional, less available, less loving. Maybe I should have acted like I didn't care so much. Maybe then you would have stayed. But then I ask myself, if someone leaves because you love them honestly, are they really meant to stay? I miss the simple things, your good morning messages, your random jokes, the way you said my name. I miss the comfort, the feeling that someone out there chose me. And now that feeling is gone and I feel empty. I never wanted perfection. I never expected fairy tales. I just wanted honesty. If you were losing feelings, I wish you told me earlier. If you were confused, I wish you shared it with me. Because love is not just about staying when it's easy. It's about talking when it's hard. Sometimes I imagine meeting you again one day, and I imagine asking calmly why you left me, not to fight, not to accuse, just to understand, because understanding helps healing. And right now, I'm trying to heal with incomplete answers. You were not just someone in my life. You became part of my routine, part of my thoughts, part of my plans. I imagined a future with you, small things, simple things, and suddenly all those images disappeared, like someone turned off the light. I won't pretend I'm okay. I'm not. Some days I'm strong, some days I smile, but some nights when everything is quiet, the pain comes back, the memories come back, and that one question echoes again. Why you left me? Maybe one day I will stop asking. Maybe one day I will accept that not every story has closure. Maybe one day I will thank you for the lesson, but today I'm still in the middle of it, still confused, still hurt, still missing you. If you ever read this, I want you to know something. I loved you genuinely. I loved you without games, without pretending, without half feelings. If that wasn't enough, then maybe nothing would have been. I I don't know if you regret leaving. I don't know if you think about me sometimes. I I don't know if I cross your mind the way you cross mine, but I hope wherever you are, you're happy, even if that happiness doesn't include me. And maybe that's real love, letting someone go even when your heart wants them to stay. Still, one part of me whispers softly, if you ever come back, I would want answers, not excuses, not silence, just truth. Until then, I will carry this pain quietly. I will grow. I will learn. I will try to understand that sometimes people leave not because you are not enough, but because they are not ready for the kind of love you give. But still, somewhere deep inside, a small voice asks again why you left me. I tried to act normal after you left. I told people I was fine. I told myself I was fine. But the truth is, nothing felt normal anymore. The mornings felt heavier, the nights felt longer, and silence felt louder than ever. I used to wake up and check my phone first thing, even before brushing my teeth, just to see your message. Now I still wake up and check my phone, but there's nothing there. And that small disappointment every morning feels like a reminder that you're really gone. I kept thinking maybe you would come back, maybe after a few days, maybe after a week, maybe you just needed time. I held on to that hope like it was the only thing keeping me alive. But days turned into weeks, and your silence became clear. You weren't coming back. Do you know what hurts the most? Not the breakup, not the distance, but the feeling that I meant less to you than you meant to me. Because if I meant as much, you would have fought, you would have tried, you would have stayed. I started questioning everything, every conversation, every memory. Was it real, or did I imagine the depth? Did you truly love me, or were you just comfortable? Because I loved you with intention, with seriousness, with future plans in my mind. I remember the night I almost texted you. I typed a long message asking how you were, asking if you ever missed me, asking if there was someone else. But I deleted it because I realized something painful. If someone wants to talk to you, they will. If someone wants to fix things, they will. And I didn't want to beg for something that should come naturally. Still, my heart is not as strong as my pride. Sometimes I open our old chat. Sometimes I listen to the voice notes you sent, and I sit there smiling and hurting at the same time. It's strange how someone can become your happiness and your pain at the same time. People say time heals everything, but time doesn't answer questions. Time doesn't explain silence. Time doesn't tell you why someone who once said I can't live without you can suddenly. live perfectly fine without you. I tried to improve myself. I focused on work, on friends, on family, on my dreams, and in some ways I became stronger. But strength doesn't mean the pain disappears. It just means you carry it better. Sometimes I wonder if you ever think about me when you hear a song we used to like, when you pass a place we talked about visiting, when you see someone who reminds you of me. Do you ever pause for a second, or was I just a chapter that you closed easily? I don't want revenge. I don't want you to feel pain. I don't even want you to regret. I just want clarity. Because loving someone deeply and losing them without explanation feels like reading a book where the last pages are missing. I remember the promises, the forever, the always, the no matter what, and I used to believe in those words. Now I'm more careful. Now I understand that sometimes people mean what they say in that moment, but moments change, feelings change, people change. Maybe you didn't leave because I wasn't enough. Maybe you left because you were confused. Maybe you left because you weren't ready. Maybe you left because loving me required a depth you weren't prepared for, and I'm trying to accept that possibility. But there's still this small ache, this quiet sadness, because I would have chosen you again and again, even when things got hard, even when we argued, even when life became complicated. I would have stayed. You once told me I was different, that I cared more than anyone ever had. Maybe that scared you. Maybe real love is heavy for someone who isn't ready to carry it. And if that's true, then maybe you didn't leave because of my weakness. Maybe you left because of my strength. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know who I will meet next. I don't know if I will love like this again. But I know one thing. I will never regret loving you honestly, because even though it hurt, it showed me how deeply I can feel, how sincerely I can care, how fully I can give. If one day you look back and realize what we had was real, I hope you understand something. I didn't fail you. I didn't stop loving you. I didn't walk away. You did, and I stayed until you made it clear there was nothing left to hold. So when I ask why you left me, it's not just a question for you. It's part of my healing, because one day I want to stop asking. One day I want to remember you without pain, without confusion, without that heavy feeling in my chest. Until that day comes, I'll keep growing, I'll keep learning, I'll keep loving carefully, and maybe one day someone will stay, not because it's easy, not because it's convenient, but because they truly choose me every single day. And when that happens, I'll finally understand that your living was not my ending, it was just a lesson. But still, somewhere deep inside, there's a soft whisper that hasn't faded yet. Why you left me